Hey everyone, it's Sherry from Tinkerbell, inspiring you while you are creating a home and making your home a sanctuary. Yes, I am still croaky, but I've got water and I've got cough drops, and I am so excited to craft with you guys tonight. I actually did not start. I didn't prepare anything. Look, I have all my stuff right here because I wanted to just lay it all out with you guys and work right along with y'all. So the only thing I did do was I grabbed a couple of bowls to be able to put some of my beads in so I can grab them quicker. But other than that, I've got my beads. I've got some charms that I showed you yesterday when I was in Hobby Lobby and in Walmart. Got some charms. I got those those little wood disc pieces that I showed y'all, and then I actually opened them, took one out, and I put a crystal on one of them. So it just, you know, because you got to have some bling somewhere, right? So and then I actually have these. If y'all are like, what exactly are you making tonight? These. So these are very popular right now. If you went to my Pinterest board and saw the Pinterest board called Bead Garland, I think is what I called it, something, you know, really original like that. Some of the pictures were actually links to Pottery Barn, to Etsy, to other places. You know what? Let me put my iPad on so I can see if y'all are commenting. I can't see comments, so we'll work on that while I talk. These are super popular right now, and they are so expensive if you buy them. Like Pottery Barns, like $30. Seriously? $30? Are you kidding me? There I am live so I can see myself. Let me put the volume down on this. So what we're gonna do tonight is I'm gonna show you how to make your own and how to do some different variations on it. So if you want to get really creative, I did make 3 of these previously. I use them in my craft pictures. I'm gonna put them out on my porch, and I don't know where else I'm gonna use them. The other place that I use them is I take them to our vendor events and our craft shows, and I stage them around some of our products. I actually sell these on our website, tinkerbell.net, for $15, I believe, and that includes shipping. But I'm gonna show you right now how to make your own. All right, so I got my hot glue gun plugged in. I got my bags of beads, and the first charm that I wanna use is this one. And what do I mean by charm? I am gonna put a charm on one end, and then I'm gonna make a tassel on the other. So I'll show you. All right. And by the way, if y'all are crafting with me, give me a comment. Give me a comment so that I know that you're here and that you're crafting with me. And if you're heckling, I am more than prepared for y'all to heckle me. Let's see. I'm just taking this off the card like this. Ooh, that's kind of little. Wonder if that's even gonna work in my jute. So I have 2 different kinds of jute. I bought them at Hobby Lobby yesterday because they're different colors than what I already have in my craft stash. And a girl can never have too much craft crap, right? So I bought black, and then I bought this darker colored natural jute because I know that you can't probably really see it on camera, but the jute that I have on hand is a lighter color than this, so I just thought I would get me some more jute. All right, so the first thing that you want to do is grab your jute. I've got 3-ply right here. Some of it is listed in ounces, some of it is listed in plies. You don't want stuff that's super, super thick because it's not going to go through all of the beads. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use one of these as a gauge, kind of, sort of, and decide how long I want it. There is not an exact science to this, y'all. How long do you want it? Do you want it super long so you can weave it in and out of maybe 2 or 3 accessories that are sitting on your tray? Do you, I know you're gonna laugh at this. Do you want it long enough to decorate a Christmas tree that you keep up all year long? Yes, I do have a Christmas tree up all year long. Do you want it kind of shorter so that you can, my lovely water bottle, drape it around a bottle or a vase and kind of tuck? If you leave enough space between the beads, you can actually kind of tuck these in. Or do you want to make one that actually has a loop that you connect the loop and then you just do one strand all the way down? Does that make sense? I'll show you what I'm talking about. So you have to decide how long you want it, and then you know how long to make the jute. I think I'm gonna make this one long enough to make a loop and hang down. So I am actually just gonna cut some off and get started. Because I want this on the end, I'm going to attempt to thread it through. And the reason I said attempt, oh woohoo. I don't know how I'm gonna finish this off yet. Like I said, I didn't do any of this ahead of time because I wanted y'all to be able to see what happens when you craft. Sometimes things work, sometimes they don't work very well. And if there was something that didn't work, I wanted to show you that it doesn't always go as I planned. In fact, 9 times out of 10, it doesn't go like I thought it was gonna go, and I end up having to make adjustments. So what I'm doing is I just tied a double knot on this little charm, and then I'm gonna just put a tick of hot glue on it. And so can I get my hot glue in? Yep. And I'm gonna kind of smear the hot glue around so that it holds in place better. That makes sense? Can you guys see what I'm doing? Okay. So now I get a little bit of, I'll worry about that. I'll worry about that later. But I want to do some of these multicolored beads that I got. Again, I got these all at Hobby Lobby. They were 50% off. Hi Hannah, how you doing, honey? I got these at 50% off, and I normally don't buy at Hobby Lobby. I normally buy in bulk, but I wanted y'all to see where you could get supplies and how you could make really amazing stuff with what you can buy off the shelves at Hobby Lobby and Michael's. If you don't know this, Hobby Lobby rotates their sales every couple of weeks. So if you go to do this, go to get these supplies after tomorrow, these will not be on sale for 50% off. But if you wait a couple weeks, they'll be back on sale for 50% off. Does that make sense? So, you know, if you don't catch them before they go off sale tomorrow, then you can catch them in a couple of weeks. Remember, Hobby Lobby's closed on Sundays, so you can't go get anything from Hobby Lobby on Sunday. Because I was not feeling very well, still not, and because there was an accident between Hobby Lobby and Michael's, even though they're only about 15 miles apart, There was an accident. Sorry, reading comments and trying to talk. They're only about 15 minutes apart from Hobby Lobby to Michael's, but there was an accident between them, and if y'all have not ever driven in Atlanta traffic or the suburbs, you know that when there's an accident, you might as well just bother to park. Hannah BD is hanging in there just fine. I posted last night on my personal Facebook page that Big Daddy needed prayer because I was sick, and that meant that I couldn't be up running around and be outside and be doing the things that I normally do, that I actually have to sit still. My asthma was really bad, and I actually had to sit still and be quiet. And every time I sit still and be quiet, I come up with harebrained ideas. And then poor Big Daddy is the one that suffers because he has to figure out how to execute all of the brilliant ideas that I come up with when I have to sit still and be quiet. So he's doing much better today now that I'm able to be up and around. But I did come up with some killer projects. Wait till you see some of the projects I came up with. All right, y'all. So I have my little charm on my piece of jute. Hannah, don't you worry, honey. Don't you worry. He was sick and suffering because I was sick and suffering, and so therefore he was sick and suffering. You know how that goes. But here's something that I want to point out to y'all. Okay, can you see how big the opening is on that particular bead? Versus the opening and the size of this bead. They're different size beads, and they have different openings. So I probably, let me see, probably don't want this big of a bead. Maybe I do. I don't know. Let me see. Oh, that's far too much jute. All right. So all you're gonna do is string your beads on your jute in any way, shape, or form that you want them. But I can tell you right now, I don't like the way this is going. So let me see if I can fix this. You see, I don't like this, right? You see that? I don't like how wonky that is. So let me see. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to put that knot into the edge of that bead. Voila, that's exactly what I wanted to do. Y'all see that? Does that make sense? So now I am just going to, that's a little long, Sherry. I am just going to string some beads. Are y'all crafting with me, or are you watching? If you're crafting with me, give me a thumbs up so that I know you're making this with me. And I will try to slow down and explain more of what I'm doing if y'all are crafting with me. So all we're doing is stringing beads now. And I have different sizes. This is where if y'all have OCD, it's really gonna kick in. And I'm trying not to be so OCD. Hannah, thank you for saying that. Hannah says, I want a craft table. I forgot to tell you, this where I'm broadcasting live from right now is actually our family room. You can see the stairs behind me. Big Daddy is upstairs watching the basketball game because normally I sit here, my big screen, my flat screen TV over my fireplace is directly in front of me. So I can craft and I can watch sports or Hallmark movies, Christmas movies, or I can watch whatever is on TV, and he's just right there so we can talk and we can, excuse me, we can interact. I actually do have a designated craft space. Well, it's supposed to be designated craft space upstairs, but I don't ever go up there and use it because there's not a TV up there yet, and therefore Big Daddy's not up there, and then I don't have anybody to talk to. So Hannah, honey, my craft table right now is literally a folding table. Can you see the split in the table? It is a folding table that we use when we do our vendor events, and then we put a tablecloth over it. And I'm sitting on an ever so great, ever so comfortable folding chair. So you can have a craft table. You can have a craft table. I'll come over and help you set one up. All right, so I'm just gonna keep stringing, but I'm trying not to have OCD about stringing these beads. So I've got 3 on the strand so far. Let's do some smaller ones. And here's the thing, guys. I have seen them all different sizes. I have seen them be really kind of random, you know, like people just literally grab them out of the bowl and put them on the strand of beads. So let's see what I think about this. So I'm just stringing. I don't think I like that one, but I don't know. I'll keep going with it and I'll see. Another cool thing that I saw yesterday, which I did not do, was I saw somewhere, and I can't remember where, that people were taking these unfinished raw wood beads and they were they were painting them, which is a clever idea. However, really? Paint every single one of these beads? Really? That's really not my cup of tea. But you could string them on a piece of jute like this and dip them in a bowl of stain, or even dye, like grit dye, you know, the stuff that's at Walmart in the laundry section for your clothes. You could dye them to be just about any color that you wanted them, if you wanted to have some colored beads. And I was actually going to try that. Because I have the black jute, and I have a special charm for one of my children. I was going to try that with some beads for that particular one. Okay, see how I'm struggling with this? This particular bead is not really wanting to work with this jute. So I'm going to throw it back in the bowl and I'm going to find another one. And if this one doesn't work, then we are not going to use this size. Sometimes this happens. Let's see. I almost got it, I think. All right, this is what you don't want to have happen, guys. Can you see that all of my jute strand is not pulling through this bead? You don't want it to fray like this. So I am not going to use that particular size bead and that particular color. So I cut off the end and I am just going to keep stringing with the bigger dark brown ones. So again, you can make these be whatever you want them to be, make them be whatever size you want them, make them be whatever combination of beads you want. Now I might be in trouble because this one doesn't look like it's gonna go through. It's not. So some of these little ones are not working. I must have just gotten lucky with that first one. So that's not really a big deal. You know, you can do a couple of things. You can actually, if you're really handy, what I will do with these small ones is I will take a drill and I'll drill those out a little bit. Let's see, Hannah, have I ever made placemats? I haven't, but they'd be super easy to make. I mean, really, all I would need is some fabric, or all you would need, anybody would need, is some fabric and maybe a little bit of, it's called interfacing. It is, it's the thing that gives placemats their, what do I want to say? The ability to pick them up and not have them flop over like this. Kind of gives them their stability. There we go, that's the word I'm looking for. Gives them their stability, so they really wouldn't be that hard to make. You're not making anything? You want me to put them in my store for you? All right, you want dog ones? Is that what you want? Okay, so here's the thing, guys. The point of these beads is to not be so obsessed with what they look like. I'll be really honest with you though, I'm about to take these beads off and take that bead off of there because that one smaller bead is gonna drive me crazy if the rest of them are the same size. So that's another reason why I said I didn't prepare ahead of time. I wanted y'all to see that things don't always work for me the way I want them to work either, and then I have to go to plan B. All right, dog placemats, you got it. I will see what I can do. I have a special request from Hannah for dog placemats. All right, so let's get back to work here. Okay, so that's much better. See, now they're all the same size, or for the most part, they're the same size. That's much better. That makes my OCD heart happy. So I'm just gonna repeat this pattern on this one and see if I like it. It might be too busy. I might get all this done and I might not like it. It might be too busy. Because some of these beads are not really finished, some of the insides are a little bit rough, so you definitely want to make sure that you, sorry guys, you give yourself enough jute to be able to keep cutting the end off to accommodate that some of them are rough on the inside and it's going to tear up the inside of your bead. Okay, so that's what I've got so far. I'm gonna look at it and I'm gonna decide if I like it. I don't think I like it. I definitely like the dark brown with the turquoise, but I don't think I like all of the colors with the turquoise. What do y'all think? Should I keep it like this? Because I'm thinking I might take the other colors off and just do dark brown. Maybe it's this that's throwing it off. Maybe it's those. Hold on, let me see something. Maybe it's these that I don't like so much. Let's see if I like this better. So see y'all, it's a process and you will make stuff and you'll not like it and you'll redo it. And that is totally okay. I'm trying to keep some lighter beads on the piece because, let's see, do y'all like this? I don't know if I like that either. I still think it's too busy with the turquoise because I really want the turquoise heart. So here we go again. Taking stuff off. And we are just gonna do the dark brown. Excuse me. Because that's what's working for me most. That's what I like the best. And again, that's why I didn't plan ahead, and that's why I didn't pre-do anything, because we said we were going to craft together, and so I wanted y'all to, again, just see that sometimes I change my mind. Sometimes it doesn't work out like I thought it was gonna work out. Sometimes I see it one way in my head, and in reality, it ends up being completely different, which is highly annoying when that happens. I really hate when that happens. I so hate when that happens. And then poor Big Daddy, then he's like, really? Because then usually he's the one that has to try and help me figure things out, because then I get frustrated and I lose patience, and it's just not a pretty thing. All right, so now this is going pretty quickly, and I like the way that looks. That makes me happy. So here's the thing, y'all. You can do just a few beads, or maybe even not that many, right? You can do just a few beads and get a keychain holder and make yourself a keychain. You could, if this is all the longer you wanted the strand of beads because you just wanted to lay them across something, then you just tie it off. I'm gonna keep going a few more with these. That one is gonna tear up my jute. All right. Had a little bit of roughness around the inside, so I just took my scissors and scooped it out a bit. Why aren't you coming through? There we go. See, once you decide what you want to do, it goes pretty quickly. And you can also see that these that I made before are a smaller size bead than these. So you can mix and match, but I just didn't like mixing and matching with the turquoise ones. I will definitely mix and match when I make something with these, because I especially think this kind of orangey, rusty color will be really pretty with that. Doggone it. I might have to go back and get me some more of these dark brown ones, because these are really nice and I'm going through them super quick. That one must have some rough stuff on the end. See how many times I've cut the end off of this already, guys? You will have to keep doing that. This is what we've got so far. I think I want, and it's okay if they're a little wonky. See, it's not perfectly straight. It's not supposed to be perfectly straight. It's handmade and handcrafted, so there is gonna be some character to them. So don't stress out about that, okay? All right. Almost there. But these were a little short for some of the things I was wanting to do. So I'm gonna just I've only got a few of these dark brown ones left. And you know, if I only leave like 2 of them in my bowl, they'll drive me crazy and I won't know what to do with the rest of them. So I'll just that one. All right, let's see. That one, that one. That one. And play with it, guys. Can you see what I'm doing on the table? I am just kind of arranging it. Let me get all my scraps out the way. I'm just kind of arranging it. Excuse me. To see if I were to style it around something, if it would be big enough. And it's kind of borderline. Kind of short. So let me see what else I have in here for nice big ones. Must be some rough stuff on the inside of that one. All right, I might be out of the large dark brown ones, so I might be done with this one. Oh, and then I got water all over. Because we already established that the little ones don't work. Woo! And Sherry doesn't have the energy to fight with the little ones tonight. I'll have to take my drill bit and open up the opening just a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna be stubborn here. No, that's not gonna fit. So I have got all of the dark brown beads on here now. And then I think it's long enough that if you wanted to style it around something, you could. It's not long enough. Yeah, it might be long enough to put it around the vase. Yeah, it should be. Okay, so we're gonna set this aside and then we're gonna make the tassel to go on the end. Okay, so I'm not cutting anything yet. I have made that mistake and I have cut the end off before I was done, and then I was kind of a little too short. So then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some of this jute, and it is not very scientific at all. You're gonna wrap it around your hand. I usually tuck it under my pinky finger, and you're just gonna wrap. That one got a little short. Might have wrapped this a little tight. I did. No. Okay, so then you end up with a big loop of jute, right? But let's see, is that gonna be big enough? Yeah, that's gonna be okay. So you're gonna cut some off, and then I know that I don't need all of this. I know that I'm gonna need some of it, but I know that I don't need all of it. So I'm gonna cut some of this jute, and what I'm gonna do is I'm going to pinch it like this. Can y'all see what I'm doing? I'm gonna pinch it. Oh. So that I bring the piece of jute through it like this. Okay? And then I'm gonna tie it. And you're probably like, oh dear Lord, what is she doing? My daughter Tamara just jumped on, and I know Tamara like, really, Mom? Okay, so now that you have this, you are going to cut all of this. Okay, see what I'm doing? I'm cutting my little loop. By the way, I forgot to tell you. Hey Barb, how you doing, dear? I forgot to tell you. This pair of scissors that I am using is my trashed pair of scissors. I will do a tutorial. I'll do a live, whatever you guys want me to do. You're in Walmart, but watching me. I love you. You know, I'm in Walmart all the time, and I do the same thing with you. I get a notification that you're live, and I'm like, oh, well, I'm getting some groceries. Like, I really buy groceries. Usually I don't buy groceries. Or I'm actually in the craft aisle of Walmart or something else. So anyway, this pair of scissors is trashed. I use it to cut my mesh, my ribbon, all that kind of stuff, so it doesn't cut very well. So if you were like, what was up with her scissors? They wouldn't really cut hot butter. Okay, so then you're left with this. Hello, how are you today? I'm just fine. All right, So this nasty little wig looking thing. Okay. All right. So then this is a little tricky. Okay. You're going to attach this to this. You might want to tie off your beads. Let's see, can I get that knot down there? And here's the other thing, guys. Oh, Barb, I'm so glad you've been wanting to make one. I'm so glad I could teach you something, because normally you're the one teaching me how to do things. Hey, if you are in Walmart on Collins Hill, in their craft section, Barb, in their craft section, let me think where it was, where they have all the beads and the jewelry making stuff. When I was in there a couple of days ago, it was on the bottom shelf. If they have not re-merchandised, it was on the bottom shelf. They had a whole plastic container full of multicolored beads like this in different sizes for like $5 or $6. It was amazing. I should have grabbed it and I didn't. But I got all these. I don't know if you saw my lives yesterday, but I got all these at Hobby Lobby, 50% off. These bags were $1.49, 50% off. And then I had bigger bags that I have multicolored beads in. And for those of you just coming on, I only used these larger size beads. You can see that the opening of the beads is bigger. And then these smaller ones, I'm gonna need to take my drill and open them up just a tick. Okay, so I'm gonna take this now. I have tied off the beads. See the knot? Is it? Yeah, it's joking. I'm not gonna do another knot, and I'll show you why in just a second. Okay, so, oh yeah, Barb, I forgot you were not on my end of town. I forgot you were on the other end of town. But check your Walmart. They might have them. And if not, you know Hobby Lobby sales just as well as I do. All this stuff is on sale till tomorrow. Okay, so let me show you what I did in here. All right, so here are my strings for what will be the tassel, okay? Here is the strand of beads, and here's the knot where I tied it off. I'm going to tie the tassel between, can you guys see that? Hold on, let me let my replay catch up with me. There's a delay on my iPad versus my iPhone, so I want to see. All right, so I'm going to tie it off between the two. And I'm just gonna tie it in a double knot for right now. That will happen sometimes if you pull a little bit too hard. All right, so am I good? Yep, I'm good. Okay, I accidentally pulled on one of the pieces that I cut instead of pulling on my two ends. Okay, so now I've got everything attached to the end of this strand of beads. See? It's all attached. I'm not gonna worry about all this straggly stuff and everything right now, okay? I'm not gonna worry about any of that right now. We're gonna make it look pretty in just a minute. Make it look pretty at the very end, okay? So now here's what we're gonna do. And I gotta play with this for a minute and remember how I did it, because since I'm left-handed, sometimes it's backwards for me. All right. Okay. All right, I got it. So now what we're gonna do, y'all, is we are going to make this part, this little embellishment part of the tassel. So let me pause here for a minute and give you some ideas. On the supply list that I posted on Facebook yesterday, I said there were things that were optional. Oh, barb. In Walmart, in their craft section with the ribbon, there are some really pretty skinny itty bitty little lace. They're not really ribbons, they're spools of lace. You would love to use the lace for what I'm about to tell y'all. Okay, so you can take anything that you want to wrap and make this part of the tassel right here. You do not have to use twine. You can use ribbon. You can use lace. The other thing y'all can do is when we wrapped and we made the tassel, you can intertwine ribbon or lace or fabric strips, beads if you want beads. You can intertwine anything into this tassel that you want. Does that make sense? Did y'all follow that? So it does not have to just be twine. And you can do the same thing with this part, with this part as well. Okay, I thought I was gonna sneeze, but I guess I'm not gonna. All right, so y'all, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take this end. We're almost done, and we almost have a really pretty garland strand. I'm gonna take this end in my hot glue gun. You guys, you do not need any kind of special hot glue to do this. You don't need a fancy, any type of, you know, like Ryobi makes a battery operated hot glue gun. Just a plain old ordinary glue gun and some plain old ordinary hot glue will be just fine. I actually do have Gorilla Glue hot glue sticks, but that's because my hot glue gun and I are in partnership just about every day. I mean, my hot glue gun sits on my craft table and it just gets used constantly. All right, so now I gotta untangle my, watch what I'm gonna do. This is a little tricky. Requires just a little bit of patience. Not much patience, just a little bit of patience. All right, so now I am just finishing off the end. Pull it tight, but not so tight that you pull the beads or you pull the tassel part loose from your bead strand. You follow me? And you're just gonna keep wrapping it. I just made up my own word, didn't I? You're just gonna keep wrapping it until you get the look that you want. Y'all, there is no right or wrong way to do this. Okay, but I am going to, so all of this is just jute. And I actually used pretty much all that stranded jute that I just cut. Oh, you got stuck in there. See, it's not perfect, but look how great that is, right? Okay, so then all you're gonna do is put a little dab of hot glue on the end. Don't burn your fingers, although I don't think I have any fingerprints left because I have pretty much hot glued my fingerprints straight off my fingers. And what I'm doing is I'm kind of spreading the hot glue around so that you don't have a big glob of hot glue. Now, I'm going to take my scissors. This is also why they're my trash scissors. And while the hot glue is still hot, I'm going to tuck that end underneath. Did y'all follow that? So you can't see that other end. The first end is buried in all of the twine that we wrapped around. And then the second end, there's where I hot glued it. The second end is now tucked under the rest of the twine. So now all we're gonna do is cut it off. I'm gonna bring my trash can around here. First thing I'm gonna do is just cut off all the straggles. All right. Oh, my fabric scissors are over there. Okay. So there is the end with the tassel. Now, hey Karen, how you doing, sister? All right, so see how if I bunch this up, see how it's all jagged and uneven? It's okay. It's okay. You want it to be imperfect. Follow me? You want it to be imperfect. So here is the strand of beads that I just made. Nice big fat beads. Ooh, I got a little straggler. Let me make sure everything is nice and clean. The jute will shed. It absolutely will shed. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see. You can see all the jute and all the little pieces all over my table. It will shed. So when y'all make these, I have a drop cloth underneath of my craft table. And then I'm just gonna pick up my drop cloth and take it outside and shake it out. I'll brush all this off. So it will shed. So make sure you don't have any open, cup of tea or anything around, because you'll be drinking your jute. So there you have it. There is a single strand of bead garland. Now, real quick, we've got a few minutes left. So real quick, what I want to show you is another style of bead garland that you can make. Instead of just making one long strand, you can actually make some that loop like this, and then you only end up with one end and a charm on the end. So, let's see, what do I want to use for a charm on this end? You know what? I think I want to try this pretty little hammered cross that I bought in the Walmart jewelry section yesterday, in the Walmart craft section. So I think I want to do that one, because for this one that says it's Philippians 4:13, excuse me, I'm gonna probably want to dye some of these natural beads a nice black to contrast. So, oh no, let's do this little wood, let's do this wood piece that I hot glued a crystal to, because I always have crystals on hand. All right. So again, when we start out, guys, we are just gonna arbitrarily measure an amount, and I am going to put our little wood Oh, you scoundrel. I might have to take the drill to these too. Looks like these are just a tick. No, I got it. All right. So starting out with my charm on the end, and I am double tying a knot. This one I want to make sure that I got right at the top. And then I'm going to tie it in a double knot. I already said that, but just in case. I'm going to do like I did last time, put a little tiny dab of hot glue on it, just to further secure it. Then I think I'm going to use a combination of, do I like these in these? I'm going to see how I feel. I can't use these, can I? I really want to use these smaller beads, but I cannot use them. I'm going to have to open them up with my drill. So I'm going to see what I think about a combination of the medium brown ones and the natural colored ones. And again, I'm going to do the same thing that I did the last time. I am going to push the knot as far into the, we got some new people that joined us, so I'm going to show this all again. I am pulling, literally pulling the bead over the knot, the double knot that I just attached our charm with. And now I am stringing these. Now that I know that those small beads need to be opened up with the drill, this will go pretty quick, y'all. Let me think how I want to do this. Yeah, that's right. So I think I'm going to do mostly natural. Actually, I know, you guys are like, seriously? I am in a squirrel moment there. So I'm going to put see? But I like to work in odd numbers. In design school, I was taught that everything should be done in odd numbers. So I'm going to put 5 medium brown beads on the end, and then I'm going to string all natural colored ones. You can make this particular style one of 2 ways. You can string the beads, okay? String the beads, loop it around, tie it in a knot, and then string this part, or you can do it the way I'm fixing to do it. Okay, so see again, this is why I wanted to craft with y'all, so y'all could see that it does not always go as expected. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to switch, I'm gonna switch bead styles. I'm gonna move to the natural unfinished beads because I have a ton more of those, and actually I like those better with the with the little wood disc anyway. So see, I switched to the natural, unfinished ones. And if you've got a nice big opening in your beads, this whole process goes pretty quick. Unless y'all keep changing your mind like I keep changing my mind. Then it doesn't go so quick. Again, I bought all these beads at Hobby Lobby at 50% off yesterday. They will be 50% off through the end of business tomorrow. Hobby Lobby is closed on Sundays, so you cannot go buy them on Sunday. And if you go to get them on Monday, they will not be 50% off, but just wait a couple weeks and they'll be 50% off again. All right, that one I need to use the drill on. Excuse me. All right. Now we're making progress. Let me grab a cough drop. So this strand of beads is actually going to be significantly longer than the strand of beads that we just made. We're getting there because I need more for them to loop around. Again, my junk scissors. We're getting to the end here. Let's see. Where's my water bottle? Just a couple more. Because you want to have a big enough loop that y'all can fit it around most of the different kinds of bottles or vases, bottlenecks or vase necks that you would want to put this around. See what I'm gonna do, y'all? So because it's still kind of tight, let me just do a couple more. You're like, what is she doing? This one had a little bit of a doom and fetchy on the end of it, so I'm just taking my scissors and I'm just digging it out. Maybe I'm gonna use this one. Maybe this one's gonna be stubborn. No, all right. That one's not working. Okay. So, then what you're gonna do, and because I have 5 beads, 5 of the brown beads, and you wanna leave a little bit of room between these, because they're gonna look different. If you scrunch them super tight, then they get a little wonky, which in the straight strands is okay, but when you try and loop it around, it's not gonna work that well. So you wanna give just a little bit of leeway. And because I've got 5 dark brown beads, I am going to do 5. Do I want to do 5 or do I want to do less? Let's see. I'm going to tie this off just because I don't want all these beads to come falling off of this strand of jute. All right, that's fine. That'll work. That'll just keeps them from falling off. So now I'm gonna decide how big I want my loop. And because I have, goodness, excuse me, because I have 5 of the medium brown beads, I'm gonna leave, I think I'm gonna leave 5 of these. 2, 3, 4, 5. Goodness. All right. Do I like that? Yeah. Those are a little wonky. I'll have to work with those once I'm done. Okay, so see, this now makes a loop that you can drape over just about anything and set it on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to use the back part of the strand of garland, and I've got my hot glue gun, and I have wrapped the jute around the strand a couple of times. So now what I'm gonna do is I am just going to put a dab of hot glue. Goodness. Y'all, excuse me. I'm gonna put a dab of hot glue all the way around. And I'm going to take my junk scissors and I am going to smooth it down. So on this one bead, I actually got some hot glue. Not a big deal. It comes right off. You can scrape it right off. But I first want to make sure that everything is secured before I clean anything up. Does that make sense? So here is the finished strand of wooden beads with a loop around it that then you can just drape over anything. You can still put it on a tray, put something in the center of it, and then kind of curve this end around. You can actually still style this a lot of different ways. It's just a completely different look from the straight strand of beads. So y'all, there are 2 different ways on how to make strands of beads. Thank y'all for joining me. But before I end this live, I have a surprise. I have in this basket all the names of all y'all who have commented on a post or shared our post over the last couple of weeks. Let me say something though about sharing the post, y'all. I appreciate it when you guys share my posts and when you share my live videos and when you share my excuse me, uploaded videos. It helps boost. Tamara, you're funny. You're very funny. You don't comment on anything, so no, your name is not in this basket, child. Excuse me. But when you share, when you comment on it, when you repost something, it really helps gain exposure for Tinkerbell, and it gets me new people, and it your friends learn about me through you, and that's word of mouth. That is the absolute best way to grow a business. But I will say this, there are some of y'all who have your privacy settings set to the point that when you share a post or a link, excuse me, that I have posted, because of your privacy settings, I can't see that you have posted it. I can just see, for example, I can see that there have been 8 shares for, a certain post, but I can only see that 2 people have shared it because everybody else's privacy settings are set so that I can't see when you share it. So here's the thing, if that's you, that's totally okay. I am like down with it. I am super cool with it, and I totally respect that you have your privacy settings on your Facebook page to protect you and your family. I totally get it. So if that's you and your privacy settings are that tight that I can't see when you share something that I post on Tinkerbell to your personal Facebook page, would you do me a favor and shoot me a message and tell me, hey Sherry, I just shared that live video. I just shared that to my page. I just shared the post about making the glass bottle with the ferns coming out of it. I just shared that to my page. So just shoot me a note and let me know that you shared it, so that then I can, when I do random prizes and drawings, I know that you've shared it. Because everybody that has commented on a post or shared one of my live videos or a post for Tinkerbell over the last couple of weeks, your name is in this basket right here. And I am going to randomly draw a name, and hopefully it's somebody that's watching. Ooh, these are stuck together. Okay. I'm closing my eyes. Oh, I forgot to tell you what you win. Goodness gracious. Forgive me. The prize is your choice of this strand of beads that we just made. Excuse me. This bead garland that we just made, or this bead garland that we just made, or this bead garland that I had previously made. So it is your choice of one of these 3 bead garlands. Okay. And again, this is a random drawing. I just decided y'all have been so great at sharing our posts and reposting things and commenting and interacting, that I just wanted to do a random drawing and say thank you. I will do this quite often, but I'm not going to tell you when I do it. It's just going to be a surprise, okay? All right. Make sure I got them mixed up enough here. I can tell those 2 are stuck together. I need like one of those lottery spinny things, with the little ping pong balls and everybody's name on it, so I can just spin it. Ooh, or that little vacuum thingy where they just push the button and one of those little ping pong balls comes out with the lottery numbers. All right. Okay, are they mixed up enough for everybody's liking? Okay. So the winner is, that's kind of funny, John Nebby. So John, I will message you, let you know that you won a strand of beads that we made as a thank you for all of the commenting and posting on our commenting and reposting that you have done for all of our posts. And y'all, it's been so much fun. I hope you have enjoyed crafting with me. I am so sorry for the raspy voice and the coughing, but what are you gonna do, right? What are you gonna do? If you are just joining us, go back and watch the tutorial from the beginning. You will learn how to make these. They're super easy, super cute, and you can style them any way you want. Night, Tamara, love you. And until next time, y'all, be blessed. May the Lord bless you and keep you. Share our posts, share our videos, and I just want you to know I love you. I appreciate you guys. I really thank you for all that you do to support us. And excuse me, I would love for you guys to message me or email me, thetinkerbell@yahoo.com. Message me or email me with pictures of the garland, the bead garlands that you guys make after watching this video and this tutorial. Tell me what you loved. Tell me what you didn't love. If y'all sit down to make these at a later date and you get stuck, or you're like, oh, this is so not as easy as she said it was gonna be, message me and I'll help y'all, okay? All right, guys, thank you so much for your time. It's been fun hanging out with you for the last hour and 15 minutes. John Nebby, I will message you, find out which strand of beads you want. As a thank you for, a random thank you, for reposting and sharing our videos and sharing our Facebook page and commenting on our Facebook page. You guys, be blessed. For those of you that are moms, I will wish you happy Mother's Day on Sunday. But since you are right here, right now, I appreciate you. I know that raising kids is not easy. I raised 4. Have a wonderful, wonderful Mother's Day. Love y'all so much. Thank you for the support that you always give us. Until next time, bye y'all.